I'm Jennifer Rulin's landlord educator, advocate, and broker at One Focus Property Management. And today we're talking about what you need to know about buying rental properties in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. And there's a couple of really key things you need to know about buying investments here. And I know because I've been helping investors for the last 10 years in this market build and grow really successful portfolios. So the first thing I'm going to share with you, you need to know your market. And that's true no matter where you're buying, but here in the Williamsport area, we've got a couple of things going on that might present unique challenges for you. The first is you need to have experience in the market. You need to know who the players are and what's going on, and you have two choices. You can live that experience through living and working in a market, or you can hire it. Now, one thing to know here about Williamsport is that we're not a huge market and we don't have a lot of specialists. We certainly have people in real estate who work, but they're really generalists. They work with all different kinds of clients and properties. We don't find people specializing in rental properties or investor kind of grade listings. So getting professionals, getting experts, something you really need to be aware of, could be restrictive here in the Williamsport area. Of course, One Focus Property Management is your property management expert, and we're so glad to fill that role for you. The other thing to know about our market is that we have a lot of rental ordinances. So, here Williamsport, the term Williamsport actually covers a couple of different municipalities, and they all have different requirements for rental property owners. So this is typically a registration, an application, and then a health and safety inspection. But every city is different, and Williamsport City, in fact, has a really intense rental ordinance. You might want to look that up on their website. It's not causing us any problems right now, but it is actively on the books and it is problematic for landlords. The other thing you would want to know about our market is what I call the nature of our demand. Every market has their own economic drivers, and we're no different. So getting really clear about what's driving housing demand in our area would be really important. Especially when oil and gas was really active. That's a very particular industry that put a certain burden on the housing industry. So getting to know your market, what's going on, what's increasing, what's decreasing, that's really going to help you be successful. The second thing, so besides knowing the market, is knowing your product. I want you to understand that we have a very particular kind of housing product here, and it is old. So almost all of the properties that I manage, the vast majority, are 100+ years old. And that's highly unusual. It's not typical, especially for investors, and it's a unique challenge to this market. Now, this means that we have maintenance and construction needs so much on all these properties, right? We very rarely find an asset that's turnkey, ready to go. So this means you have to be good at managing and hiring and doing different kinds of construction and maintenance tasks on your portfolio, a lot more than you would need to in some other markets. Another issue is that we have a beautiful historic community here, and there are historic protections in many of the areas where we have rental property. So even if you have a property that requires capital improvements, say a roof or window replacement, this can be made more difficult or expensive by the historical review committees that are in place in these different municipalities to protect this historic charm in these historic properties. Now, besides knowing our unique market and the product, you really need to know the players. And this is especially important here in Williamsport. So we're a small market. We're a small town. It's not unusual to meet the person that you just moved into a property serving you dinner in a restaurant later that week. And so everybody is intertwined here. And in order to get things done, we still very much work on a personal relationship basis. So I find out-of-town investors having a very difficult time procuring professional services, getting contractors to work with them, things like that. And I'll say that if you spend the time to get to know the players, or if you're not able to, you can hire players. So either real estate professionals, property managers like us, people to help you with that. So if you're not from this area and wondering what you need to do, you really need to work with the best people you can find. Of course, I suggest One Focus Property Management, but that's what you need to do to make sure that you're placing your money in a market where you can actually get positive returns. I hope you have a great time buying your properties, and if we can help, give us a call.